이 도대체 무엇을 본 게?
Sometimes, certain movies are not just scary. After they end, a strange feeling stays in your head for hours. Like the movie never really ended. Like there's still something you didn't fully understand. The Korean film The Wailing is exactly that kind of movie. At first, you think it's going to be a story about demons, exorcisms, and evil spirits. But the deeper the film goes, the more you start realizing that maybe this story was never really about ghosts at all. Maybe it's about human beings. The story begins in a quiet little village, a place where everybody knows each other, rumors spread fast, and life feels normal.
그것을 누가 해준 얘긴데?
뱅뱅이.
그 새끼 진짜.
Until the murders begin, people suddenly go insane. They slaughter their own families, and then die in horrifying ways themselves. And right in the middle of all this chaos, a rumor starts spreading through the village. A Japanese man is living alone in the mountains nearby. A strange man. Maybe even the devil himself. And this is where the movie starts playing its first psychological game with the audience. Because just like the villagers, you slowly begin to suspect him too. The film intentionally makes you fear him. His unsettling appearance. His strange behavior. His dark house deep in the woods. The photographs he keeps of the victims. Everything screams that this man is evil. But here's the thing. The movie never allows you to be completely sure. The main character is just a simple police officer. Not especially smart. Not especially brave. Just an ordinary man slowly losing control. And when his own daughter becomes infected by that mysterious illness, his fear completely consumes him. This is the moment where The Wailing transforms from a simple horror movie into a story about the collapse of a human mind. Because now, the father is no longer searching for truth. He only wants to save his daughter. And when people are afraid, they stop making rational decisions. The entire movie keeps moving between two terrifying questions. Is there truly an evil supernatural force here? Or are people creating monsters out of their own fear? One of the most important lines in the film comes from the priest.
사람들 시각으로 보자면 귀신은 죽은 사람의 영혼 아니야. 근데 그 사람은 살았지 않소?
He explains that a spirit is the soul of a dead person. But that man is still alive. And that line changes everything. Because it almost feels like the movie is telling us. Maybe the real problem isn't spirits. Maybe the real problem is the human psyche itself. And the film expresses this idea in one of its most horrifying scenes. While the shaman is performing an exorcism ritual, the Japanese man brings a corpse back to life. But that thing is not truly alive. It only moves. It only attacks. There's no humanity left inside it. Even after its head is crushed with a massive rock, it still keeps going. And in that moment, the movie asks a terrifying question. If the human body remains, but the soul, morality, and humanity disappear, what is left? Maybe a monster. And interestingly, the exact opposite of this creature is the film's most mysterious character, the woman in white. Out of everyone in the story, she feels the most like an actual spirit. She's calm, quiet, and constantly trying to save the policeman's family.
네 딸을 살리려거든. 여자.
When she introduces herself, she simply says, "I'm just a woman." And that line feels strangely important. Because throughout the entire movie, women are either victims or people whose voices are ignored. You could even argue that the film quietly talks about violence against women. Several rumors of sexual assault are connected to the Japanese man. And the behavior of the policeman's daughter feels deeply traumatic, almost as if she has suffered psychological abuse. The movie never explains everything directly, but it constantly keeps that feeling of unease alive. On the other hand, the shaman is also a fascinating character. At first, he seems like the heroic warrior fighting evil.
이리 갖고 와봐.
But little by little, you realize he cares more about money and saving himself than helping people. And in the most critical moment of the story, he completely misleads the father. This is exactly where the film destroys the line between good and evil. There are no pure heroes here. Everyone is afraid. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone can be manipulated. And maybe the greatest monster in the movie is fear itself. But one of the deepest layers of the Wailing goes beyond demons and possession. It's about fear of the outsider. There's a reason the suspected villain is Japanese.
여기 못 들어왔어. 이 때문 신진아이다로.
Korea's history with Japanese occupation left deep scars that still exist in the country's collective memory. That's why the villagers immediately connect everything to the stranger. Rumors, disease, murder, assault, the devil. Everything becomes attached to the foreigner. And the movie quietly asks, was the Japanese man truly evil? Or were the villagers simply desperate to find someone to blame? Even the presence of the Japanese priest's assistant may exist for this reason, to remind us that not all Japanese people are monsters. And maybe that's the real horror of the film. The moment fear spreads through a society, people slowly lose their humanity, like a contagious disease. And that's why the title is so important. The Wailing. A cry, a scream, the sound of grief and terror. Not just fear of demons, but fear of the darkness inside human beings themselves. And maybe that's why the ending feels so heavy. Because even after the film ends, you still don't know what the truth really was. Did the devil truly exist? Was everything supernatural? Or did people create this hell themselves? And maybe the real answer is, it doesn't matter. Because once fear, hatred, and violence enter a community, human beings become monsters on their own. And maybe the scariest part of the Wailing is this. The monster was never hiding in the forest. It was living among the people the entire time.